Welcome to a special episode of Metaverse Express Full Stop, where we hit the brakes to discuss hot topics in the metaverse. And while you're here, be sure to hit that subscribe button right there below, guys, for your weekly news update. All right, well, this week, the FTX saga continues with politicians and celebrities distancing themselves from FTX's Sam Bankman. Now, I sat down with one of my favorite crypto influencers in the space, Miss Teen Crypto, to talk about which politicians and celebrities were involved and what this means for the future of crypto. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Metaverse Express Full Stop, where we hit the brakes to discuss hot topics in the metaverse. Joining me today is one of my favorite crypto influencers in this space. This girl is inspirational, motivational. She is informative and just a little rock star, man, who, has just left me in awe, seriously, since the day I met her, which was about a year ago. We're going to get into that. And I've just been wanting to introduce you guys to her since. Her name is Miss Teen Crypto, and I am so excited she's here today. Welcome to the show, MTC.
Thank you so much, Mona. You're amazing. I appreciate you. And also, you came to support me at NFT NYC. You came to see me speak, so I can't forget that. So thank you for that.
Girl, I was front row watching you speak.
I was so happy to see you. You have no idea.
You are like a little sister, and I'm just so proud of you. You know, from the very first time we met, which wasn't NFT NYC, it was, I think we met online first.
Yeah.
I've just been so impressed by you and the work that you do in the crypto space. Man, and what stands out the most about you is that you started this at such a young age.
Yeah,
you're still young.
Thank you. I feel not so young anymore. I started this when I was 17 and I'm almost 20. Time's flying.
Oh my gosh. If I had started when I was 17, you know what? You're way ahead of the game, girl. You're way ahead of the game. Well, I am just excited for those who don't know you to get to know you today and just be inspired by your story. So I wanted to dedicate the first half of the show to talk about your journey and tell people how you got started, why you got started. And then for the second half of the show, we'll cover 2 crypto topics because that is what she does. She covers crypto topics. That's right. I cover metaverse. She covers crypto.
I love it. We have a cool balance.
Yes. Yeah. So if that sounds good to you, start by telling us, girl, how did this start? How old were you? How did it start? Just start from the beginning.
The beginning. So the beginning starts when I was 13, 2016. My dad actually discovered crypto, was talking about Bitcoin and Litecoin and all these things and at the table. And he started going to all these crypto conferences. And I thought, what is he involved with? What kind of club or whatever is this that he's just disappearing, talking about this magic internet money and then taking off to all these weird conferences to talk to people that he met online? I didn't understand at all. Thought he was crazy. When I was 16, we sat down. I did my first Bitcoin transaction, and that's when I had the light bulb moment. All you had to do was scan a QR code, copy and paste an address, and that's it. You could transact with anyone, anywhere in the world at any point in time. As long as you have that internet connection, you have that phone in your hands, anyone at any age could participate. And I also realized that I had $200 in the bank account. My $200 that I had from my savings was always $200. I grew up thinking that I was going to get interest, that number was going to increase. When I found Bitcoin, I realized that there's only 21 million Bitcoin, and I could put my $200 in Bitcoin and have it appreciate over time since I'm not touching it anyway. It's savings, right? Why not just save and actually own my savings, because I could be my own bank, have my own wallet. So it was a complete elevation of what I thought money was.
That's so, thanks to your dad. Let's just give him the credit. Because otherwise, most teenagers, they're not even thinking about that type of stuff. Why do you think it's important for teenagers at that age to start thinking about digital currency?
We're digitally native as it is. I love to talk about how when I was 13 and younger, I would beg my family members, please, for Christmas, give me iTunes gift cards. So that way I could take that digital money, go on the App Store, purchase a game, and then in that game, purchase other digital assets and digital currencies. So we already as Gen Z and millennials as well, understand the concept of digital property. We understand that we want to participate in an online presence and we could just purchase things online. Now, why don't we take that a step further with the blockchain, where an asset in the game, instead of it technically going to zero once you buy it in Web 2, in Web 3, it has more value. You purchase the asset, you get the utility within the game, then you could trade it, send it to a friend, sell it on a secondary market, learn some economics, It's amazing. And then by the time I was 17, I was so obsessed with this. And it was lockdown. Things were sad. Like, I really wanted to share it with my peers and just put this message out there. So that's why I joined crypto Twitter and everything like that. I just really wanted to show everyone that we could take part in this new digital revolution, essentially, that we could just transact with anyone anywhere in the world. We don't have to be restricted. I mean, in certain ways, like, we are restricted. You have to have your parents sign you up for a debit card at 13, and then you could transact a little bit, but you can't do as much. But with cryptocurrency, you could just transact. You could just do what you need to do, permissionless.
It really is permissionless. And I want you to kind of tell, people your age, even older, we shouldn't even say teenagers or young adults, because adults need to know as well. And they're learning too. Well, I mean, your dad started you, but girl, your knowledge is on a whole nother level. How did you learn about all this?
Well, my dad was telling me about Bitcoin and crypto, and I was so stubborn. So I wasn't openly going to tell him that, like, I was really loving this stuff, right? So I just started Googling, straight up Googling, what is Bitcoin? What is the blockchain? I started watching videos, and I was like, everyone on like the iPads knows you could split screen, right? So I had one side of my screen was a YouTube video. The other side of my screen was a Google Doc. I was just writing things down like a complete nerd. Like, I loved doing study guides in high school. Everyone would come up to me in high school, ask me for my study guides for tests, because I love taking notes, organizing my thoughts, and then executing on a test. So I took that mentality and took it to Web3 and just wrote everything down.
Take notes.
Yes.
Take notes.
I have notebooks everywhere too. If you're like at my desk with me, I have notebooks everywhere. Like, I write everything down, everything that I'm confused about. What also helped me too was when I was first joining crypto Twitter, I was writing my research paper for my senior year. And of course, I was going to do it on Bitcoin and crypto. The best part about this community is that you could go on Twitter, ask your questions, people will answer you. And Clubhouse was really popping off when I first got on. So I was on Clubhouse talking to people about, oh, hey, like, this is what I want to put in my paper. How do you guys feel about it? And I heard all of these ideas that really did help me in my education. So crypto Twitter was a big part of my education. Google, YouTube. I remember 99 Bitcoins, I think the YouTube channel is called. I think that was one of the first videos I watched. Then crypto Twitter, like all of our friends like BitBoy and Scott Melker and all these educators, that are out there just putting out these good words. Crypto Stash, our friends, like so many people that we know are just putting out this content. So I started watching everybody and learning more from them. And people put a bad name on influencers and content creators, but they're putting the information out. You don't have, you could take anything from anyone. It doesn't matter if it's the news. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite influencer. Take everyone's opinion with a grain of salt, do your own research, and come up with your own conclusions.
Speaking of school and education, something that when I first met you, you were doing, which I was like, what, girl? You were going around schools in New York, and I think maybe other states too, and you were teaching in classrooms. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So I believe the video you're referencing is when I actually went back to my former high school. So I graduated June 2021. And then by the end of, it was like May of last year, of this year, they invited me back. So they weren't really into crypto. I was being told by teachers quite literally to delete my account. Bitcoin is a scam. Bitcoin's a Ponzi. Get out of it. We don't support you. A, B, and C. Then there was a quick turnaround. Less than a year later, I was back at my school teaching 2 investing classes about Bitcoin. It was so amazing. The teacher, Mr. Johnston, shout out to him. He was so welcoming. He wanted me back. He was a Wall Street bro. So it was very surprising that he wanted me back, and he's super cool. So I was happy to be there. I also went to Utah Valley University last November. So I've been to a few schools, done a ton of workshops at other conferences as well, but I find it extremely important to continue doing all of this. I love educating, and the interest is really there. When I was teaching at my former high school and other schools as well, and other schools that would come to conferences, they didn't even look at their phones. And that's so hard to do. So the interest is so there. They want to know what's going on. They probably don't have, the access to it. They don't have the education. The interest is so there. It's just we have to keep putting out this message and creating conferences and schools being more open to doing things. I was recently with the mayor of New York. I was speaking to, it was like a young future leader event, ages 16 to 28. They invited me to speak there as well to talk to them about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This movement is happening.
Yeah.
It's just we're really early.
Absolutely. It is happening. When you're in these classrooms, and I mean, I'm assuming people are just like looking at you like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But you just have a way of breaking it down in such elementary way that people understand. And I think that's what you and I have in common. We love to educate the non-crypto natives. But when you're talking to these people who really don't know much about crypto and they don't know what a wallet is, they're just very new to them, how do you tell them to start? Like, what is that first step do you tell them to take or to do to start their crypto education and investment journey?
What I would tell them is to look into how much money they want to start out with. If they're looking at like, hey, I have X amount in my pocket, I want to start investing. First, do your research. Look up every coin. Doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin. Look into Bitcoin. What does it mean? Look at the fundamentals versus the pumpamentals, as I like to call it. You don't want to get in this space because you want to get rich quick, because that's not going to happen. You have to be able to understand the fundamentals of what you're investing in. That's crypto or regular finance. Then I would tell them, hey, like if you're looking to receive some Bitcoin, you want to purchase some Bitcoin, listen, you have a physical wallet in your pocket. Just imagine the wallet on your phone. You already use, if I'm talking to Gen Z or someone my age, I mainly say, hey, you have PayPal. You're already using digital currency. You're already transacting with a digital wallet. Now elevate that, download a digital wallet in which that you have keys to it, only you're in control, and you could just send it to your friend. It's just like handing me $1 from my pocket to yours, except online. Strictly me to you and no in between.
Do they ever ask you about the volatility? Do they ever say, well, look what's happening around us? Is it safe?
Yes, people do ask me about the volatility, and I like to say, when in doubt, zoom out on the yearly charts of Bitcoin, because you can see like the short-term price action is scary. And if you're looking at your wallet every day, I tell people maybe this isn't the space for you. For me, at least, this is a long-term play where I'm looking 5-10 years down the line. This is generational wealth, even where one Bitcoin can be passed down to your future generations. So I look at it as a long-term play and something that people are going to look at as their savings account. Bitcoin, it could be used as a currency. El Salvador proves that very well. However, if you're looking at a long-term play, you're looking at the new gold, the new savings account, then Bitcoin is something you just hold, you store it, you put it away and look later.
None of what Team Crypto and I are talking about is a financial advice. Please, DYOR, do your own research.
I agree. I hand out cards all the time when I go to Manhattan or anywhere that I'm interviewing people on the street. I have 3 QR codes to learn about Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And then on the back, I have QR codes to my site, but that's something else. I do always educate. I start off with the education. Of course she does.
This is why I brought her on, because she's a gem. She does legit walks down the streets of New York with her mic and her business cards. Stand here, please.
Yeah, I've been doing that since November 2020. So that's like 2 years now that I've been doing that, which is so crazy. I was just I was like, wow, it's November now. It's been 2 years. I love doing that though. It's cool to step outside and just see.
Yes, it is. And time flies. I mean, you make it so exciting. You know what I mean? Because your energy also makes the information really exciting. But what excites you the most about crypto?
Wow, that is so, I don't even know. I love everything about crypto because, first of all, we're living in this world where we're really seeing that we don't have control over anything like we thought we did before. The past 2 years has proven that, especially our money. I experienced during the pandemic, especially, that we didn't have accessibility to our funds. We couldn't enter the banks. The ATMs had a $1,000 limit, some of them. What would you do? People aren't accepting cash anymore. So I see that we don't have the accessibility to our funds that we thought we did, or we're not going to see the accessibility to our funds like we are now in 5 years. That's why I love Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency, you could be your own bank, be in control of your value, be in control of your funds. No one could tell you what to do. And then you have NFTs where you get to be your own gallery. There are so many musicians, artists that had to rely on Web 1. Like, oh, can I display my art in your gallery? Now you could just display your art on a global stage where anyone can partake in that. Then you have the DeFi aspect where a lot of people in other countries, they have the internet connection. They could come into this space. They don't need a bank account. They could take part in decentralized finance where now they could get themselves in the playing field and maybe earn some wealth as well. We forget that, in the United States, we're a little bit spoiled where other countries, people can't have bank accounts, but they could have crypto. They could take part in a new financial system.
Yeah, absolutely. I just saw, I think it was like the other day, Kanye West was saying he couldn't access his Apple Pay. He couldn't pay.
Yes.
Did you see that with Apple Pay?
I saw.
Because Adidas, whatever Adidas did, it locked up his funds.
Insane.
Right?
Insane. That was all I heard was Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. That's all I heard that entire video. It's absolutely insane. They could do it to Kanye. They could do it to anybody.
Absolutely. They can lock up your funds just because they didn't like what you said. That's scary.
They were already doing that during when the pandemic was really roaring. I remember seeing on Twitter, one guy had his gym open even though he wasn't supposed to, and they shut down his bank accounts and everything. We saw it during the Canadian trucker protest. The GoFundMe was straight up taken. No questions asked, just nope, you're not having that now. So, the use case for crypto grows and grows every single day. I mean, listen, people are escaping countries right now. People are having to leave their homes over natural disasters, right? If you had a safe in your house full of cash or full of gold, could you lug that out and travel with you if you're in a hurricane or you're escaping your country because, God forbid, something bad is happening?
Yeah.
You can't. But you could leave with your ledger. You could leave with your recovery phrases, and you could still have your wealth. That's the most important thing. Yeah,
I mean, the self-custody and self-sovereignty. There was a book called Sovereign Individual. It's an older book that came out in 1999, and it talks about a self-sovereign society. At this point, is so essential, and I think Gen Z and the millennials are not going to finance. They're not going to communicate. They're not going to just life in general the way we did. Right. Well, we are millennials, but what we're doing now, what is being established is for our children, right?
Absolutely.
They're not going to have a paper dollar in their hand. It's not happening.
No,
it's not happening.
No way.
You're absolutely right. It is very early. And I think, listen, it's a huge shift. And with shifts, this massive comes friction. Of course, it's going to be scary. You're building something massive and it's on a bleeding edge. You're changing the financial system. You're changing how we interact, how we communicate. Web3, NFTs. I mean, we're changing an entire world. And if people think that's going to happen calmly and successfully, no, sister, that's not how it's going to go down. But no. It's going to happen. Should we say 5 years from now or 10?
On the way things are going right now, between inflation and banks shutting down, I don't know about you, but around me, banks are shutting down left and right. Location, safety deposit boxes, they'll send you a letter, you got 3 days to take your stuff out. What if I was away? What if I'm out of the country? I can't come back and get my stuff out of the safety deposit box. They don't care. They'll take it. So, you really have to be careful. Like I like to say, for me, and of course we said before, it's not financial advice. I do not care where the price of Bitcoin is at. I care that I have money that cannot be taken away, because at any point, the banks could be like, we're not opening. And then what happens? Mass chaos, because no one has their funds. And even if they say, oh, you have it on your phone in your digital bank account, what if that doesn't work? What if they shut down the app? What are you going to do?
Right.
Where are your funds? And people say, oh, that can't happen, but it definitely can.
Seeing Crypto does a really good job of explaining, just dumbing it down for all of us. What do you want to accomplish through your channel, teaching about crypto, and just overall what you're doing? What are you hoping to accomplish as an influencer of digital currency?
My goal has always remained the same from when I came into this space, and that is to spread crypto and NFT adoption to Gen Z and educate the masses on cryptocurrency and NFTs. I want to be one of the reasons why crypto goes mainstream. And I know that's so crazy. I know that's so crazy to say, but I mean it with my whole heart, because this space means everything to me. The revolution means everything to me. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. It's something that's going to probably save the world, being self-sovereign. And people don't even realize that yet.
90% of people don't have an idea of what's happening.
Not a clue. It's really unfortunate. Like I said, I hit the streets all the time asking strangers if they know about Bitcoin. People don't even know what it is yet. And that's bullish, not bearish, because look at what Bitcoin's done in less than 14 years. And now the governments are having to combat this digital revolution with CBDCs, where they're like, we need to stop this. This technology is not even 14 years old and it's done so much, right? So when it finally hits mainstream adoption, imagine what this space is going to look like. We're going to laugh at what we're talking about right now. We're going to giggle because it's going to go crazy. We're only just getting started. This revolution is so big, but we have a lot of education to go, and the CBDCs are coming in quick. But I think we're going to have that point where it's just going to be like, wow, people are going to be like, oh, what is this digital currency? What does Bitcoin mean? And we're going to have this huge implosion. It's going to be really cool to see. I'm excited to see what happens.
And how amazing is it to be a part of that?
I love it. I love it.
That's what gets me up in the morning, honestly, because we're a part of something that it just doesn't happen in a lifetime, where you can say you were a part of a revolution.
100%.
Something new that was built and just changed the world. And we're so early, and early adopters. This is it. Me and her and all the rest of the crypto community call us early adopters. There's so much I can sit here and talk to you about. But again, I wanted the people to kind of get to know you the way I got to know you, and just start listening to you. Guys, please be sure to follow Miss T in Crypto on YouTube and on Twitter. Her content is amazing. And she's a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Of knowledge. But now we got some real work to do. We have to cover a couple of hot topics, because that's what she does. She covers crypto hot topics. So I got 2 for us. If we have time, we might do 3. Sounds good?
Yeah, let's get it.
Speaking of volatility, let's talk about some volatility, because that's all we've been hearing in the past few weeks after the implosion of FTX. And it's not even over yet, girl. This is not still going. Politicians, regulators, even celebrities are starting to distance themselves from FTX and its bankruptcy. CFTC commissioner, I don't know if you know her. Her name is Caroline Pham.
Yes,
let's start with her, right? She was appointed this year. This is her. I'm going to bring her up right here. Y'all can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start with her. She deleted her tweet with FTX and this very photo right here, which says, yes, SPF's hair is better than mine. And yes, Mark really is that tall. Thanks for coming to talk to me today. Girl, they deleted this tweet right here.
I'm dead. Of course.
She's done. Her office says this post became distracting from the key issues of their CFTC application. I mean, do you blame her? Can't blame her, right?
I mean, a little bit. If you're going to put it out there, put it out there. You got to own it. Once something is out there, you have a screenshot. Everyone has a screenshot. It's not worth deleting. I think deleting it makes you only look worse, in my opinion. It's like better that she says, hey, maybe I liked him at the moment, but I was wrong, just like other people were. I feel like if she was more honest and maybe said something like that, even if she knew he was doing bad things, just to say, hey, I make a mistake associating with him. That's better than deleting the tweet.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. She's not alone, though. There were a handful of politicians. I think it was Dick Durbin and Jesus Garcia or something like that, and a bunch of other politicians, Democrats, who everyone received about $2,900 from SBF. Now, all those politicians are donating that $2,900 to charity.
That's so funny. It's like he gave them all a stimulus check. Like
our money. It was our money.
It's so messed up. And no one even knew this was going on. It's so hard for me to believe. But I mean, listen, they had, the backing, everything looked good from the front, the arena, the celebrities. But that's why you have to self-custody. Self-custody. You can't trust anybody. And it's so sad.
I mean, speaking of trust, let's talk about that for a second. These are government officials, right? This man was sitting in the same room with them, representing crypto and everybody else in our space. Do you think this is going to affect or impact the relationship between these regulators and whoever is going to be the next crypto representative, moving forward?
I think there's so much corruption and damage here that people within the government, if they were involved in this, in my opinion, they need to go. We need to clean house because this corruption was so deep. The SEC was involved. Gary Gensler was involved. It's how can they could trust us, but how can we trust them is my question. These were the people that were involved. They claim oh, we're supposed to save you. We're supposed to help our customers and the consumers of the US. Meanwhile, they're the ones that put us under this fire and let this happen and benefited from it, which is the mind-blowing. So we can't trust them. Not that they can't trust us. I think that we need to clean house there. And also, maybe Sam shouldn't have been the only representative that they listen to. There's people in this space that are such high stature, that have done so much, that can't even get the same meetings that SBF got. How is that fair? You also see that SBF's parents, all these other people that he was connected to, is how he got there. So there was just so much there's so much bad things going on there that we just need to clean house, get everyone out.
No, most definitely. And that's just on the politician side. Well, let's get into, there's also celebrities right here that are just disconnecting themselves from FTX. Tom Brady and now ex-wife Giselle, they bought an equity stake in FTX. Now, Tom Brady also wiped all the evidence he had on his Twitter with the company. What the heck, man? Why is everyone deleting their tweets?
I have no idea.
That doesn't make a difference. It's right there. It was all the tweets. Somebody said Tom Brady deleted. You guys can go and check it out on Twitter if you want to read it. But the point is, I'm assuming they're just not a good look. Right?
No, it's not a good look for Tom Brady. If he took this, like I said before, if he would have came out and said, hey guys, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. At the same time, you can't really blame Tom Brady. I couldn't imagine him knowing so much about the platform. Just like any other celebrity, if he gets the check, then he's going to promote and he's going to do videos and, commercials for them. So I don't really blame Tom Brady that much, but he could have owned it instead of deleting the tweets.
Listen, if you invest $600 million in FTX and everybody already knows about it, what is deleting a tweet going to do? Are we going to forget that you spent
really? I can't. People are funny.
Here is Bill Ackman. He's a billionaire hedge fund manager. This tweet got me, man. Listen to this. You have to give SBF credit for his accountability.
Oh, God.
I don't know any of the facts, but I've never before seen a CEO take responsibility as he does here. Oh my God. This one, you should delete this one.
That should be deleted. Yeah, that was just bad. I don't even think he really even took accountability in that. I'm sorry. That's not accountability. He didn't say this is what I did wrong and this is how I'm going to fix it.
He stole billions of dollars and he just walked out the front door and says, I'm sorry. And that's accountability.
Yeah, it's so funny. I saw on CNBC they got an exclusive interview with him, and apparently he's still staying in an upscale neighborhood in the Bahamas. So he appears to be chilling. He's not worried.
Oh, I almost grabbed a tweet trending yesterday where somebody spotted him and he was running away. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't know if that was actually him because again, like that could be just any dude running, but the hair, it did look like him. It did look like him.
I said the same thing. I was like, how do you know that's him? But I mean, it did legit kind of look like him. But yeah, he is in the Bahamas. It was very disturbing to hear that the whole office has been on amphetamines too. That's another leak that came out the other day. Yes, you got to read about that on Blockworks. I was like,
yikes.
What? Yeah, this guy right here. We all know this guy, Steph Curry. He was the face of FTX brand. He is also keeping his mouth shut. I mean, all these celebrities, they must be feeling the betrayal.
I don't really blame the celebrities. How much could they have known? If it was like a beauty brand or like, Nike wanted to sponsor them, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? It's just any brand deal. I feel like the same should go for this. I don't think the celebrities should get that much blame unless they knew. If they knew, then blame them all you want. But I feel bad for them. Like it damages their career over something they had no idea was happening.
Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry just recently, I don't know if you know, but he's building his own metaverse. It's called Curryverse.
Yeah, I wish nothing but the best for Steph. I hope he bounces back from this. I hope Tom Brady bounces back from this. I mean, man, it has to feel horrible. If they didn't know about this, the betrayal they must have felt, and the damage essentially that goes with it. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, but it goes to show, I feel like, it was a slap in the face, but I don't believe celebrities are done with crypto or Web3. I mean,
no.
Yeah,
No.
most definitely. If anything, what I want to ask you is, I mean, between Steph Curry and his Curryverse, and then yesterday, the headline, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are in talks to build Megaverse.
Yeah.
So clearly, celebrities are not done with crypto or Web3. Do you think, though, that moving forward, they're going to continue endorsing crypto, or do you think they're going to start just building their own projects and promoting their own projects?
It's going to go both ways. I mean, Paris Hilton has come into this space. She's a part of a lot of projects. She's an advocate for crypto. Lindsay Lohan was putting out NFTs for a while during NFT summer. Cristiano Ronaldo just put out an NFT collection with Binance. So we have a lot of celebrities that are still here, that are still staying. I don't see a reason why they're going to go. The technology has not changed. It's only the actors in this space that did. And that's what everyone has to remember, is that the technology still works. Bitcoin still works. Ethereum still works. All these dApps, all these games are still around. But the people that, we kind of looked up to, maybe we trusted them too much, those people, that's what we need to get rid of, not crypto. I think especially when price starts to pick up, this FTX stuff starts to fade. Of course, celebrities are going to be putting out their own projects, joining in on other projects. It's inevitable. Crypto's inevitable. It's going to get to a point where we're at the store just using NFT coupons, where we're not even going to be calling them NFTs. It's just going to be a coupon. It's just going to be a skin in a game. We're going to get to a point where this is just everyday life. So it won't be that big of a deal when a celebrity puts something out or they join a project.
They have lost some money. Let's hope somehow, somewhere, they will recoup that their investment. But FTX is not the only place celebrities are losing money. A handful of celebrities are losing their coins with Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Let's get into it.
Let's start with Justin Bieber.
Poor dude.
Justin Bieber bought ape number 3001. Here it is. He's sad. You can already tell he's going to lose money because he's just crying.
He's crying, yeah. I can't.
Okay, MCC, guess how much he paid for that?
I think that was like a few million, right?
Yes. He spent 500 ETH, which was valued at $1.3 million.
It was something like that.
How much is this monkey now? It's right there.
Yeah, 60 grand, 61 grand.
Yeah. A whopping $60,000. Ouch, man. Ouch. Yeah, and we're gonna bring FTX into this because they are kind of correlated. Next up, we got Jimmy Fallon. He's a proud owner of ape number 599. There he is.
Yeah, looking good.
Looking good. All right. How much do you think he paid?
Probably around the same. I would say a few million too.
Yeah, he about paid 224,000. Look where it is now.
Yeah,
That's
64. Okay.
that's a little ouchy, right?
It is a little ouchy. Poor
Yeah.
Jimmy. He's okay.
But there is some good news. Someone did buy ape number 8633 because I want to show you we are still somewhat bullish. They bought this little monkey ape from Pranksy for $747,000. But here's my question. This just happened, I think, last week or this week. It's already down at 177.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
And I did see that Justin Bieber just recently purchased another ape for $447,000. So some of these celebs are still investing. Most of them, I mean, they have lost some of their investments, or apes have lost up to 95% in value. Is this FUD or is it a legitimate concern? And then we'll bring FTX into it.
So it's a little bit of both. I mean, like we were saying before, you have to have risk management. Don't invest more than you could afford to lose for these celebrities with their balance sheet. I don't think this will be that big of a hit for them. However, I think this is FUD as well. There were a few articles that, were FUDding Bored Ape Yacht Club and FTX. I think everything is fine. This is just the bear market. If you look at all projects, it's pretty much done the same thing. Bored Ape Yacht Club still has a resilient community. People still love them. I was watching a video yesterday I forgot the name of it. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but there was a new NFT marketplace that came out. I believe they had Cardano, ETH, and Solana. And what was one of the NFTs that they used to represent the ETH part of things? Bored Ape Yacht Club, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, VMAs. They were using their Bored Apes. And there's a ton of people using their Bored Ape IPs for different types of things, whether that be restaurants, seltzers, all these different types of things. It's only the beginning. This is FUD. It's going to bounce back. There's such a strong community, not just in Bored Ape Yacht Club, but across the whole NFT space. Twitter spaces are still popping off too. And the events.
I agree. I do agree with you. We are both bullish on that.
Absolutely.
I almost want to say, if you're going to grab an ape, this might be the time to do it. But again, This is not a financial advice. Do your own research.
If I was a whale, I'd be scooping so much right now. Oh my gosh. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
They're still high. But hey, if you got the coins, we said
even a mutant, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many other projects that I would be putting in my bag right now.
Oh my God, so many. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. But let's bring an FTX into it because I do have an FTX question for you. They were a prominent investor in Yuga Labs. They had, I believe, $450 million in funding. They have a wallet that's held by Alameda Research. Now, in that wallet, they get about 31 rare apes. Okay. They got 26 other deed for other side tokens, somewhere around an estimated value of 4,000 to 5,000 ETH. Now, that's still sitting in that wallet, right? Now, do you think with the bankruptcy, there's a potential here for liquidation of these rares?
Of course. When people are scraping the ground for money, they're going to scrape the ground for money and try to, sell whatever they can. If people are opportunistic about it, they're going to snatch up these apes like no other. They should, listen, let them liquidate it all. Get them out of here. Literally, when you have that wet rag and you're trying to squeeze all the water out, that's what we're doing right now. It needs to happen. If they want to liquidate, let them liquidate. Squeeze all that water out. We'll handle it. We'll clean up the mess after. Don't worry about it. Let them liquidate. I think it'll cause some short-term pressure. Overall, people are going to flip out. Oh my gosh, everything's dumping. But then, of course, we're going to recover. We'll bounce back. And, if they're smart, they'll hold the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs until the next bull market, and then they'll sell it for a profit. And then they'll maybe give us some of our money back. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, we could go down depending, on what happens with FTX's bankruptcy. So just want to bring all these topics up and put it on the table for you guys. But Miss Teen Crypto and I remain bullish, and we're going to hodl. We've been hodling for months.
Years. I've seen a few cycles now, and
I know.
you can't
but no cycle was ever like this cycle, because we had so many other factors that we never had before. This is a unique one.
For sure. I mean, the wars that are going on, the pandemic, and then you have, institutional players. El Salvador is using Bitcoin as legal tender. You have, this whole CBDC fight we're having now. So yeah, there's a lot going on. This market is different than any other before. I think now is like the last straw. Like they're trying to hold us back. They're like, for dear life, please don't take off. And until they could just try to stack as much as they can, because you have to remember, if you're looking at where the big money is, it's coming into crypto. You have the EDX exchange where you have Schwab behind that one, a few other big players. New York Fed's got the new CBDCs they want to roll out. JP Morgan is now creating a crypto wallet. He has a patent for that. So, there's just so much that's going on. The big money is still coming into crypto. So that's why I always say, do your own research, make your own convictions, and, take it what everyone says as, with a grain of salt, and, make your moves. JP Morgan was saying a month ago, crypto tokens lacked value, yet they're making a crypto wallet now. So don't wait for the big players. Make your own decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look on Etherscan, I was even reading an article the other day that US Gov has purchased, sorry, my language, a shit ton of Bitcoin. So yeah, what does that tell you? But anyways, this is not, again, financial advice. The YOR, just like Miss Teen Crypto said, I'm really excited because we have 5 minutes left, and I do want to hit on the Solana topic. And the reason I want to hit on Solana topic is because you and I have a lot of friends in the space, builders, devs, partners, gaming companies who have built their project on Solana. And as we know, Solana and FTX were very much connected. I am concerned for some of our friends and some of the companies that, we know, that we love, that we know have worked really hard, and they're going to get hit by this, right? It really sucks. It's sad because Solana, right before FTX happened, had their most amazing event in Lisbon, where they put out everything that they had been working on for an entire year, from the Solana shoes to the Solana phone to Solana Google partnership. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on, right? Now, there's some facts with Solana and FTX. They were deep financial ties between Solana and FTX, tens of millions of dollars in crypto on FTX. I think they had over 3 million stock shares on SPF's exchange. They held somewhere around like 100, 30, 40, 50 million SRM tokens, and over, I think it was like 3 million FFT tokens on FTX. All of this to say, they had serious financial ties with FTX, and it's all gone.
Whoa.
Like dark.
Solana got rugged hard. That's so messed up, man. That's so messed up. And they're crypto people. They should know. Not your keys, not your crypto. But again, people trusted them. That, people got too comfy. They got too plush. They're like, oh, I'm used to this. I don't have to self-custody. I'm fine. And then this stuff goes down. It's horrible. I feel for everyone that was impacted.
I know. I definitely do. I would like to think, because of the momentum that Solana caught before FTX with all of their announcements, I want to hope that that momentum will help them through this. I don't know what's going to happen with some of the projects that are built on Solana. I'm going to say not everyone is going to make it. But the talk right now is, is Solana going to survive, or are they going to thrive given the events? What are your thoughts? What do you think about? I mean, I can name some games that you and I are very familiar with that are built on Solana, and I'm thinking, what's going to happen to them? Is Solana in trouble, or do you think they're going to make it?
I have a mix of thoughts, because even before all of this happened, Solana had a lot of technical issues where they were going down. Solana was just off, and they were like, oh, we're fixing it. That shouldn't really happen. So that was something for me that always stuck out about Solana, was just like, ooh, I'm worried about the network. Secondly, I do like how many people are on there. There's so much money. And that's what I say, like, people are so blinded by money. There's so much money in Solana that maybe that could be the factor why it could work in the future, just because people have so much money. The games are really great on there. Like, it's crazy how many good games are on Solana, the ecosystems they're building there. What I have been seeing ever since this whole FTX thing gone down, ever since the last time Solana went down, a lot of projects are blockchain hopping, as I like to call it, which happens a lot in crypto, where they start off on one native chain and they're like, oh, this doesn't work for us. We're going to go somewhere else. I've been seeing people do that as well with Solana, where they're like, oh, we don't really like what's going on. We're going to go over to ETH, or we're going to go over to something else. And it's cool that we could do that, though. I think a lot of games are taking an advantage of being blockchain agnostic and multi-chain, where they're going to say, hey, like, we have assets on Solana, ETH, BNB, Wax, whatever. So I think that's going to be a big push, where people are going to have games that are like even tokens that aren't even on chain, or NFTs that aren't on chain until you want them to be. And then you could kind of withdraw and then put them on chain and self-custody and everything like that on a proven chain that they like at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do think Solana could bounce back. I just hope the community still trusts and wants to take part. That's the most important thing, is the community. Because we've seen projects that were flourishing and they lost their community, then they lost everything.
17,000 people showed up to Lisbon for Solana.
A lot of people. And they were doing such good stuff too. I really hope that, some of this could recoup. I really do. There's so much money there. Really good projects. Some really good projects on
Solana. I mean, Solana has had its issues, and it still has to work through some of the weaknesses that ecosystem has. But then again, that those weaknesses that Solana experiences is, we've seen it in other ecosystems as well. I really hope Solana can pull through this. I am staying diamond hand.
Oh, I have the blue shirt too. It matches the vibe.
Blue background. Does that
count? No, yeah. This is, we're in a tough spot, but hopefully this is the bottom. Hopefully it's all like Lambos from here and everyone's happy and screaming one moon and laser eyes come back.
Power to the people.
Let's get it, Mona. Let's go
get it. Wow, we nailed it. Like, we nailed an hour. We did so good. I'm so proud of us. And we were able to listen. This is just the beginning, guys. I wanted you guys to see why I love this girl so much and how smart she is and how knowledgeable she is. I'm going to legit try to pull her on the channel, or I'm going to just force myself to her channel just so we can have these girl-to-girl conversations.
Yes.
We want to bring more Web3 women to our channels. We want to talk to you guys. If there are women out there who are working on Web3 projects, we want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. We want to bring you on the show. We want to introduce you to the community. So hit us up, leave us a comment in the comment section. We want to hear from you. And I really want us to, this is not going to be the last, okay?
No.
We're going to do this again, because guess what? The FTX saga continues.
It's going to be the thumbnail picture.
Yes, that's what I'm You have to send that to me. And I'm going to put that on the FTX saga continues.
I'm freaking dead.
Can we both go like this?
You're the best. If you really want, I'll send it to you. I'll do one.
Yeah, let's do one. I'm going to do it too.
Okay, cool. All right, I got you.
We're changing the whole thumbnail.
I love it. Let's go. Collaboration.
MTC, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. It was so great to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. You're so amazing. I'm so happy we're friends.
Yes,
I really
same
am.
here. And guess what? You are welcome to come back anytime. The door is open always.
I have so much love for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you having me.
Of course, anytime. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on the latest episode of Metaverse Express Full Stop. I'm your host, Mona. Until next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Be sure to follow Miss Teen Crypto on YouTube and Twitter. You can find her links in the notes section below. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. If you'd like to hear more from Metaverse Express, you know what to do. Please like the video, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next week with more news in the Metaverse.